Day, I had to work a double shift, so I asked Katie if she could look after Joanne while I was gone and do the dishes, since our dishwasher was broken and I hadn't had time to get to them before work. Katie said no, she hadn't used any of the dishes, and she wasn't going to be a slave to Joanne when she was hurt too and the accident was her fault. That night I told Joanne what had happened, expecting her to be as outraged as I was, but she started crying and said she didn't want to mediate the two of us right now. I understood that she was really stressed out, so I apologized and let it go. And then last week happened. Katie would not stop bothering Joanne, asking if she could borrow her new earbuds to take to the gym. They were a Christmas present from me, so I know exactly how much they cost, and they were not cheap. Joanne kept saying no, but Katie would not let it go, and eventually Joanne said that she could borrow them as long as she took out the trash before she went to the gym the next day. So of course, the next day rolls around, the trash is not taken out, and Katie is gone with the earbuds. When she came home, she left the earbuds on the counter, so I put them back in our room. Katie came out of the shower and started yelling at me and Joanne for taking the earbuds away when we'd promised she could have them, because apparently she also wanted to bring them with her to work that day. Joanne told her that she hadn't upheld her part of the deal, she hadn't wanted to lend them to her in the first place, and she needed to start doing chores and listening to us. We put up boundaries. I was so impressed with Joanne because I know it's hard for her to put her foot down when it comes to Katie. Katie started crying and told her she hated her and stomped off to her room. Joanne was really upset about it, and Katie still hadn't come out when it was time for her to leave for work, and I knew if she got fired she would take it out on us. I went to her room to try to ease things over and explain that Joanne is going through a stressful time. Trying to save enough money for a wedding when you are also taking care of a teenager is hard. And Katie exploded at me, telling me that this was all my fault. I had no right to take the earbuds when they weren't mine, and that everything was great with her and Joanne before I got here. She said I'm turning Joanne into a beach and that I'm a controlling monster who probably wanks off to her in the shower. I don't know where the F that came from, but she's a minor, so that's a pretty serious allegation. I think that was my last straw. I don't know how to keep living with her, and there's no way Joanne would ever choose me over her sister. Maybe with me out of the picture, things would be better for Joanne. Or maybe I'm just telling myself that to give myself permission to bail, because I seriously cannot take another day at this house. I've called a buddy who says I can stay with him for a while. I'm torn up about this.